You are at the show you should be at right now. This is the place you should be. This is the Dre way. And we don't pull punches here. We just go right at it. You're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me. So I'm glad you're here. Hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 40,000. I need your help. We're going to have a great show today. Let's get started. Let's go! I am fired up today. I'm fired up because whose idea is it to be an ICE agent? How big of a dick do you have to be like, yeah, I'm going to be an ICE agent? Because we all know, can you imagine? Do you think there's a single liberal that's an ICE agent? No. Does anyone believe that a single person out of tens of thousands of ICE agents is liberal? If there's one, I would be shocked. But how many, just tell me what you think. How many of these ICE agents are racist? More than one? More than 1,000? More than 10,000? Yeah. Because if you have to do your job wearing a mask and you're tackling and grabbing people simply because they're brown, simply because they're not white enough, how big of a dick do you have to be to do that job? And if you're doing a job you can't tell anybody about, if you're not proud about your job and you can't even say what your job is, I mean, can you imagine being an ICE agent? I mean, you can't tell anybody. You don't want to admit to it because you'd probably be spat on. Because what we have seen, ICE agent after ICE agent after ICE agent, what we've seen them do to people is just awful. It's inhumane. It's awful. But for you people of color out there, why did you vote for an old white man? I'm just curious. I'd just like to know. Somebody in the comments, if you're a person of color and you voted for Donald Trump, why would you do that? Why would you think it's in your best interest to vote for an old white man? I'm just curious how that ever works out for you. You know, why you think voting for Republicans is a good idea when you're a person of color. Because I don't think you figured it out yet. But ICE agents, if it doesn't matter. All you have to do is not look right, and you're getting arrested. You're getting grabbed. You're getting tackled. Yeah, you're in trouble. You're getting held up. Big, tall, white guy like me, I walk right by. I can walk right by. But you say, wait a minute, Drayton, I was born in L.A. I don't care. Who cares where you were born? You don't look right. You're a little too dark. Yeah, you don't look American. Yeah, how silly is that to even say? I know what I'm saying is stupid. Believe me, I know what I'm saying is stupid. But who are these ICE agents? Who are they? And if you are an ICE agent, from me to you, how are you doing that job? How can you be such an asshole? How can you wake up in the... I'm sure some of you are married and have kids and everything else. What do you think your kids would think of what you do? What do you think your family thinks of you doing what you do? Because this isn't about, getting the bad guys out of here. This is about tackling older women that have been here 40 years and tackling them in the streets and putting them in handcuffs and shipping them off someplace they in many cases don't even remember. You think that's the American way? You think that's what you swore an oath for? to treat people like that? People that haven't done anything except for work hard and try to make it like everybody else is trying to do? Everyone's just trying to make it. That's all everybody's trying to do. And here you are, oh, I'm an ICE agent with a mask on. You got a mask covering your face. And for good reason. Because you're an asshole. All of you. If you're an ICE agent, yeah, you're pretty despicable. And should not be doing that job. You should find another job. Because treating people inhumane is not a job. Yeah, that's not a career. You know. Tell me what you guys think. I just think this whole ICE agency. Didn't they say that the agency now has a $170 billion budget? How insane is that? How crazy is that to be spending our money like that on ICE agents? We have so many problems. We have so many issues that have to be handled in the United States. So many things that have to be improved upon. And no, we're spending money on ICE agents and tackling people in the streets. I'm sorry, I'm just disgusted by the whole thing. But let me know what you think. I want to know what you guys have to say. I just think, being an ICE agent is probably the lowest thing you can be. And I can't imagine you want to tell anybody about it. But I would imagine that by now, some of you should be like, yeah, I don't think I signed up for this kind of thing. Because when you see the treatment these people are receiving, I just don't know how you sleep at night. Let me know what you guys think. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dre Way coming right up. Can somebody please tell me what we are doing about our infrastructure to produce electricity? Because in case we haven't noticed yet, AI is starting to become a bigger and bigger draw of electrical power. And the last time I checked, does anybody know about our capacity and how it's going to increase over the next few years? Because our consumption is due to go up by 30 to 40% in the next few years. Where's that capacity going to come from? Does anybody know? Is anybody concerned? Has anybody thought about, well, wait a minute, that's a huge amount of electricity that needs to be produced. How are we going to do that? I don't know. Because we have an administration that doesn't even address it. That's not even talking about it. You know what we're talking about? We're talking about cutting Medicaid. We're talking about cutting SNAP programs. We're talking about taking money from poor people and giving it to rich people. In the meantime, AI keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the electrical needs of the United States is going to grow rapidly over the next few years, up 30%. Somebody just tell me where that's going to come from. How are we going to produce that energy? How is the grid going to take that on? Does anybody know? And I'm serious. I'm asking you. Have you guys heard anything? Do you know anything? Because it just seems that no one's addressing these things. No one's talking about these things, and it's driving me crazy. Because I sit there and I'm looking at oh yeah, they're going to build this, and it's going to require this much. It's going to require this. It's going to require that. I'm like, wait a minute, time out. Where is this coming from? How is this going to happen? What systems are in place? Who's building what and where? Because I haven't heard nothing. Yeah. Because again, we have a Republican administration, and this is not something Republicans are good at. They're not really good at getting things done other than tax cuts. Because now that they got this horrible bill passed, and it's going to terrorize people for years to come. Literally terrorize people. Yeah. Now that they've passed that, they don't care about anything else. They don't care, they don't care, they don't care. So where's all this electrical power going to come from? Where is all this growth going to come from? I'm bringing it up because I just don't know. And I don't know about you, but I'm reading all the articles and I'm going, we couldn't even get a few sirens in Texas to save children's lives. And now we're supposed to add 30% to the electrical grid around the country? Anybody want to tell me how that's going to work? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear what you have to say on the matter. Because I just don't know with this administration if we're capable of doing anything like that. And if we're not capable of doing it, how are companies going to grow? How is the United States going to grow and prosper if we can't do these things? And who's going to address these things? Because I don't see any Republicans in charge. I just see a Donald Trump trying to, James Comey? I heard they want to try to go after James Comey now? This is what this wacko president has. Let me know what you guys think. Am I worried? Am I the only one worried about this? Am I the only one worried about our electrical grid and what we're going to do over the next few years? Because the demand is growing. It's growing fast. Somebody just tell me what we're going to do. Let me know in the comments. Part 3 to the Dre Way coming up next. Stay right with. As many of you know, I've talked about it a few times on the show. My mom is recovering from breast cancer. My father has dementia. My father's on hospice. My father has probably somewhere between, optimistically, 4 to 6 months to live, if that. And it's a constant reminder of, my brother, I lost him. I lost my older brother. It'll be 3 years this Christmas. He was overweight, and I think that's what, for years he was overweight, 350, 400 pounds. And I think that is partially what probably led him to get pancreatic cancer and died miserably, unfortunately. And now to watch my parents age. My parents are 85 years old. Like I said, my dad has dementia. I take care of my parents. My parents live with me. I just couldn't see putting them in a nursing home. But it's made me realize, this all ends. All of this. It ends for all of us. Now, what we can do is we can put it in our best effort to make sure that the lives that we're going to live are as healthy as possible. And you do that through proper nutrition and exercise. And that's why on this show from time to time, I talk about that, because it's become an extremely important part of my life. Because I don't care what it is, what's going on in your life, whether you want to obtain fantastic goals or you just want to spend more time with family or you want to grow a business, whatever the case is, you can't do it if you're not healthy. And this is all you got. It's all you got. And how you treat it is extremely important because it's all you got. You don't get a new one. You can't exchange it. So you got to treat what you have really well. And if you haven't in the past, that's okay. Your body has an amazing way of forgiving you. Your body will forgive you if you give it a chance. And that's all this message is about right now, is give yourself a chance. This all ends. And I want you to be as healthy as you can be. Because if you're healthy, I'm healthy, you get to come back and watch the Dre Way again and again and again. That way you can hang out with me for the next, heck, I plan on doing this for at least another 20 years, if you guys let me. If you guys let me, I'll be here another 20 years. If you guys keep watching, I will keep being here. And I will keep filling your ears full of me saying to you, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself first, because you're that important. You got to care about yourself. You have to love yourself. And part of loving yourself is understanding that you have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. Because if you're not physically prepared to take care of yourself, you're not physically able to take care of anybody else. So I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it. You don't have to do any fancy programs. You don't have to do any gym membership and all that. Just walk. You want to live longer. You want to live better. You want to have a better life. Just walk. And it's a message I will continue to put forth on this show because I think it's that important. Eat well, eat sensibly, and walk. That's it for the Dre-Way today. Thanks for joining me. And don't forget, there's a new Dre-Way each and every day. And I really do appreciate you guys subscribing and following me on the show. We're heading towards 40,000, and I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more proud because we've come a long way in just a few months. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Dre-Way. Have a great day, everybody.